Awesome.
All right.
We are coming to you live. Well, you're going to watch it after because the live didn't work, but we were planning a live and now we're on Zoom. We're going to send it to you. But I'm in Kansas City and Leslie's in Colorado, and somehow we ended up like wearing the same thing. So
We're totally aligned, and it just
we are.
makes me giggle.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Carrie, and just thought we'd start off with some introductions, and we're just going to real quick sort of take you through an overview of what we're going to do at the retreat and a little bit more details about the location, and then you can message us if you have questions. So my background is in communications. Leslie and I actually met at a mountain retreat. So we're very excited to be bringing this now full circle several years later to all of you. And you never know what's going to happen when you go and invest in yourself. And so for me, investing in myself has looked like moving beyond my communications work to also incorporate coaching. I've been through a few different modalities of coaching training that include more of a life coach approach, as well as leadership and group coaching work. So I'm really excited to bring all of these modalities to you and work with Leslie's experience and embodiment and movement to just help you ignite and unleash your feminine force. So Leslie, share a little bit about you.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Leslie Chadwick, and I am a movement practitioner, also a communications professional. That is another thing Carrie and I have in common. Let's see, I grew up dancing, studying ballet full time through high school, and taught ballet when in my early 20s, and moved into finding Nia, which is a movement fitness dance class. And now I teach yoga. So I've really found that movement is my medicine, and the things that I have learned through those practices, I can't wait to share with you on this retreat.
Amazing.
So maybe, Carrie, you should tell us the dates of the retreat and maybe talk about the property where we're having it.
Yeah, so we are going to be just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, September 19th through the 22nd. And the location is a 40-acre property that is called Compassionate Expressions. You can actually look it up on Google. There's some links to it on my website where you can see some additional pictures and just sort of like reviews. But it's definitely not a luxury retreat that we're hosting. This is going to be a very intentional time in nature where we are going to be comfortable and we're going to be well supported, but it's going to feel like we're going to be away from distractions, and we're going to actually have nature be our ally in helping reset our whole, orientation to ourselves. So what I love about the property is that we'll have it to ourselves. So we won't be distracted by other people who are going to be there. There are, as Leslie and I are both animal lovers, and there are going to be farm animals there, which we can interact with, which should be really fun. There's also a beautiful temple space that for me in particular was one of the reasons that I was drawn to it. Reva, who is the owner of the property, she built that Temple of the Awakened Heart as a space for women in particular to come and find their power. So we feel really aligned with having our workshop and our retreat in her temple space that was built on this property. She just has a beautiful energy about her, and we cannot wait to be there all together. She's also going to be cooking for us for part of the time with some fresh food from her farm. And then we're also going to cater in some evening meals. So there'll be a mix of things fresh from the farm, as well as a little bit more elaborate catering. We're very excited to be hosting it there. And one of the things that Leslie's most excited about is the special little path that is the fairy path. So I'll let her tell you about it. It's near the meditation island.
So throughout the time on the property, we'll be able to take some walks and hikes. And Reva was telling us a little bit about the property. And one of the paths that we can walk on is called a fairy path, because her granddaughter thought she saw a fairy. And I don't know if you can see behind me, but I am very into fairies. I have fairies on my wall. And that just also really drew me into being super excited to host this retreat and have you all on a fairy path with me.
Love it. All right. So Leslie, why don't you share a little more about logistics and what we're going to, do on the day-to-day while we're there?
Sure. So we want everyone to arrive on Thursday, September 19th by 4 p.m. We can arrive as early as 2, so depending on your travel logistics. But we'll start officially the retreat around 4 with a tour of the property. And then if you want to check out the website, we have a little bit more of a detailed agenda of the day and how we'll spend the time together. And then Sunday, the checkout time is 11 a.m. So if you have to catch a flight or drive back home, depending on where you're coming from, we're giving you plenty of time to hopefully catch an afternoon flight. So definitely check out the information on the website for the day-to-day things. As far as the sleeping arrangements, every person will have her own bed. There is some communal space, so we want to bring people together in this retreat and feel supported, but everyone will have her own bed. And of course, in nature, we'll have plenty of time to use the property, and on the property there's hot tubs and an evening fire pit that will have probably at least a few nights have a fire and activities around the fire. So we want to really talk about why you should join us. Why should you spend time coming on a retreat? So we think by working together in a group setting of like-minded women, you'll really be able to shut off distraction and gain confidence by doing the retreat work that we have planned for you. You'll walk away with tools for further clarity and walk away feeling like the powerful woman you are. That's why we called this the Unleash Your Feminine Force Retreat. And by surrounding yourself with a community of women, it'll be really nice to make new friends, maybe reconnect with other friends if you are joining us with a group of friends, and be inspired by the group of women working beside you. You'll also, of course, connect with your physical body. I'll be teaching likely a morning vinyasa practice, and in the afternoon or evening before dinner, we'll do a little Nia or movement medicine kind of practice. So we'll really get you out of your mind and into your body after doing a lot of the wonderful material that Carrie will get us through. Do you have anything to add to that, Carrie?
I just want to say that for those of you who don't know what Nia is, it's a really great, fun way to dance and get out of your head and into your body. And it's simple, it's not complicated, and it's fun and energizing. So we'll maybe be sharing little snippets of that on our social media over the course of the next few weeks. But yeah, just Nia, don't let that intimidate you if you don't know what it is.
Yes, I'm not intimidating, and I won't make you do anything that's super uncomfortable.
You don't have to be a specialist in ballet like Leslie is to enjoy and have fun and get something out of it. Yes.
Same thing with the yoga. If you're not a yoga practitioner regularly, the classes that I like to offer are all levels. That means if you've never stepped onto a yoga mat, or if you're a seasoned practitioner, whoever comes to the retreat will have no problem with, we'll make sure that there's adjustments for all body types and all physical levels. So no worries if you haven't done yoga or Nia. The purpose is to get you out of your mind and into your body and reconnected with yourself and how you feel into your body.
Sweet. Okay, so then to wrap it up, I think we just wanted to share a little bit from each of us about, why we wanted to host this retreat and how this has sort of impacted us, how we got here on a personal level. So, Leslie, why don't you share a little bit about your own deepening work that you have done with yourself? And we kind of both had this question that we asked ourselves, which was, what would life be like, or how would I feel in 5 years if I had not improved my relationship with myself? And why was that improvement of my relationship with myself so important? So I'll let Leslie share.
Yeah, I have been on a journey for the past several years, investing in my own self, and thankfully, I did so and met Carrie, and now here we are. But other practices like the Nia that I was just talking about and yoga, those I went away for a time for Nia to spend a week at a time learning the principles of Nia and why it's fantastic for our bodies. And then I did a 200-hour teacher training for yoga and spent a lot of time really deepening my knowledge of the postures and anatomy. And I think if I didn't give myself permission to take time away from my daily life and do these things, also attended a number of retreats as far away as Peru and Glastonbury. I feel like that self-discovery, it's just so important to take time away from the daily life. So I appreciate that 5 years ago and 10 years ago, even, I stepped into this journey of giving myself permission to step away and prioritizing the self-investment. I've really been able to reap rewards. I feel connected in my body. I feel confident and I feel radiant. And I feel ready to lead you all through a wonderful retreat. How about you, Carrie?
Yes, another similarity is for me, I had a lot of dissociation from my body in particular because of trauma that had happened from medical procedures and various things in my past. And so, I was pretty strongly like just didn't feel safe in my body, and connecting to that was a little scary. And so it was a lot of movement practices that I worked with, some of which were dance, some of which were yoga. But then in addition to that, for me, it was really an in-depth exploration through coaching, because I wanted to stop feeling in this sort of energetically stuck space. And so I spent several years, going through training. And now what I feel like I've gained from it is that I can trust myself. I feel like I have my own back in a way that I never have before. I have an easier time taking risks because I know that if something's going to go wrong, that I can get myself out of the situation. And I like that deepening of my own trust in myself, which was definitely connected to being more in my body and listening to my intuition, has radically changed how I live and move and am in the world. So yeah, I'm excited to share all of that with you, and you can learn more about the retreat and all the things that we've talked about at my website, which is script-flip.com. And we'll put it in the notes when we post this. But we would love to have you reach out and ask us any other questions that you may have. Or if you're just like, hell yeah, I'm coming, you can sign up and send your deposit right through the website.
Yes, I'm so excited to offer this retreat, and I just think it'll be magical. The one last little thing I wanted to add is that it ends on September 22nd, which is the fall equinox. And the change of seasons in this time is always a great time to reflect and work on yourself. So we feel like it's the perfect time, and we really hope that you'll consider joining us for this retreat. And as you can see, Carrie and I are aligned, even though we are in different states. We're wearing the same color shirt today. So if that doesn't tell you how much we like working with each other, I don't know. Well, thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. And we hope you join us in September. Take care.
Bye.